guys, welcome back to the Mindful Spoon, the place where we talk about nutrition, recently my marathon training. Today, however, we're going to go ahead and focus on our morning routine, or my morning routine for marathon training. If you hear a little bit of crunching in the background, it's probably because my dog is crunching on something he should not be crunching on, and she knows it. So a lot of people actually don't really know this about me, but I recently started training, or I shouldn't even say recently because it was April of this year actually, so it's gonna be quite a bit of time, maybe like 6-7 months. I did go a time where I would get hurt a lot, so I kept having to take like a week off or so, but I'm very grateful for those times because now I get to tell you guys about them. And if you're ever interested in ever running a marathon, a half marathon, or just starting your health journey, I can kind of give you some tips and tricks upon that. A lot of people don't know this, but I actually started off running 2 miles back in April, and 2 miles would be so hard for me. And I mean, they could still be if I make it seem that way in my mind. But now that I'm running close to marathon miles, it's a lot different. With that said, let's go ahead and get started on this morning routine. On this day, I actually ran 20 miles, and I was really scared because right off the bat, as soon as I woke up, it started raining. And when it rains in LA, everyone just goes insane, including me. I am everyone. Oh my god, I think it started raining more. I ran in the rain for like a 5K the most. Or maybe a little bit more, but never 20 miles. In weather conditions, I get a little bit scared just because of all the puddles and the floodings that are caused, and I normally run in the streets, so I'm always scared that I might get splashed, which I almost did actually. I'm gonna let you guys know that I never wake up with the mindset of being happy about running. I'm never like ecstatic about running unless it's like under 7 miles. Before, like even running 3 miles was just like hell for me. But it's just about pushing yourself, and it really is like a mind challenge more than a physical challenge for me, and I think that's what I love about running. I'm thinking I could just wait it out and then just run later, but I just like to wake up and run and get over with it. But I hid in my shed because I was just afraid. I really want to make another video on supplements, but let me first touch upon nutrition when it comes to running, especially in the mornings. I don't get hungry at all. If I wake up early, I actually get nauseous a little bit, and then maybe I'll get a little bit hungry. But this day was really hard for me. Every day is different, and I did not want to eat anything. I tried to eat this one tiny waffle, and I couldn't even eat like half of it. Like I had to leave quite a bit of it. Another thing that I noticed is that when I do long distance running, I really like to just go to the restroom every second possible before I actually have to start. And I think this comes from nerves of my mind telling me that I probably won't be able to do this distance. The last long distance that I did before this 20-mile run was actually a 15-mile run, so I actually ran 5 more miles than I ever have in my whole entire life. So 20 miles is my cap right now. This weekend I'm actually going to do 22, and then I'm going to lead to 26 miles, which would be the actual day of the marathon. One of the things that I did actually was halfway through my run, I mapped out my run to the point where I went to an REI store, which if you guys don't know, that's kind of like a sporting goods store. In the store, I actually bought one of these like honey strudel type of cookies. They're actually for swimmers and sports people and runners and biking and all that stuff, and they're really yummy. And I actually took that advice from Noel Mulkey from TikTok. I really love his TikTok. Sometimes I'll map my runs to where I stop at a Starbucks really quick to grab some water, or maybe to go to the restroom. I get the nervous shits, y'all, so don't be shy about that if you're ever planning on running a marathon. Try to eat something that will satiate you. Most of the times it's like simple carbs for me, so like a piece of toast or a waffle. You don't want to eat too much to the point where you're just burping and you just literally cannot run, because it can really, like, if you eat a lot, it can mess with your breathing when it comes to running. Supplementing, especially electrolyte supplementing, is so important when it comes to running. We really just have to hydrate our bodies in order to kind of even have a better mood. I always feel like whenever I drink more water, I have an even better mood. With that said, I take a noon pre-workout / hydration mix, but I always take that before my runs. And with me, I always bring some type of gel. I really don't like the gel cubes, like the little Cliff cubes. I really like the goo gels. I have an assortment of flavors. I actually bought like a huge like 24 pack or something like that. Some of them have caffeine and some of them don't, and they're all from Amazon, so I'll go ahead and link those below. Normally when I have really long runs, I get 2 caffeine ones and I get 1 non-caffeine one. Another thing that I do is I also take on my long runs a water pack. So I have this little backpack where I have multiple pockets to put my keys and my phone and my headphones and all that stuff, and my goos. Moving on, stretches. Stretching is a big deal to me because I have noticed such a huge difference in my recovery, and I've noticed such a huge difference in my runs when I stretch and when I warm up. If you don't stretch and you don't warm up, build that routine immediately. I always, to this day, I hate it, but I have to build that routine and remind myself that I need to do it. I normally watch the same video for both my warm-ups and my cool-downs. I'll go ahead and tag those down below. There's a specific stretch on the cool-down video that I really love because I used to get a lot of shin splints, and that has helped me a lot with my shin splints. Your body will thank you later. Like I said, recovery is a big part of the whole journey, and one of the things that I use is my Theragun and our heating compression leg sleeves. I really don't know what they're called to this day, but I'll go ahead and put a video of them right here. As part of my supplements, I also take magnesium once in a while because it is kind of like a muscle relaxing agent. After like 20 million bathroom visits and a good warm up and a good playlist, I go ahead and take myself on my run. It's not great. It is a lot of willpower and a lot of brain and mindset exercising that you literally do during your run because you have to convince yourself that you have to keep going and that you can do it. There are so many voices inside my head while I'm running telling me that I can't do it. What am I thinking? I'm gonna be the slowest one at the marathon. Something can happen to me at the marathon. With that said, don't let that discourage you. I know it can be really hard, and especially thinking back to times where maybe you've tried things and they never worked. Those thoughts can kind of keep coming forward as you're running or as you're starting your health journey. Don't let that put you down. Let that kind of motivate you. If you couldn't do 2 miles before and now you're doing 2.5 miles or 2.3 miles, that's amazing. You literally just did more than you thought you would never be able to do. I guess this is kind of like a motivational speech as well at the end of this video, but I just really wanted to go ahead and say that because I definitely still feel to this day that sometimes I get unmotivated. If you really apply yourself, you will get there. With that said, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. I hope you guys liked it. I am gonna be making more videos about my marathon experience and about maybe like more training videos if anyone's interested, maybe more supplement videos, training for weight loss, especially marathon training for weight loss. That's something that I didn't really focus this time around on this marathon, but that's something that I want to focus on the next marathon that I'm doing next March. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on my next video. Bye!